CSK MI, what better can one expect?
Yeah,
what else does one want?
It's the humdinger, isn't it? It's the one that I guess everyone wants to see. But Mumbai in particular, CSK, I mean, they did okay last year and they've been so consistent for many years. Mumbai right up there as well in terms of winning the trophies. But last year the Mumbai Indians were, well, I don't really want to say the word that they were all over the place. They were all over the place. They were awful. Yeah, you can say that, Dooley. They weren't quite right. Let's see if they are quite right this year.
They look a lot more threatening than they did last year. I mean, their squad composition is absolutely A-class.
Yeah, they had a good auction, I thought. Did really well, picked up some key performers. Obviously got Trent Boult back, which I think is, he's more of probably a Mumbai franchise guy around the world as well, which is a nice fit for them. I think Rickleton, they've got some bases covered. I'm missing a couple of key players tonight already, but they've got some bases covered and they look like a far better outfit. Put last year behind them, and you can't imagine them not contending for a top 4 spot.
I reckon their best signing is Mitchell Santner. I think he's a tremendous cricketer. He's wily, offers pretty much everything. He's a beautiful bowler, smacks the ball with the bat, smart cricketer. Rock solid as a human being. It's everything that you require. When you're trying to build back a franchise, you've got to get good people into the franchise.
Quite superstitious, Mumbai, and the owners in particular, quite superstitious people.
Yeah.
They've never, ever won a title without a New Zealand left-arm seamer in their team.
And they have it this year.
Never. So Mitch McClenaghan, James Franklin, Trent Boult, they've always had a New Zealand left-arm seamer in their squad when they've won a title. And so they've gone hard for Trent Boult.
Just as an icing on the cake, they have
a left-arm spinner as well.
Left-arm spinner as well.
Mitchell Santner, and
maybe
he's part of
double whammy.
Yeah, that's right. He's part of MI's 4 foreign players for this opening game in Chennai. Someone who was a part of the Yellow Brigade earlier is now a part of the MI setup now. Let's bring up MI's playing 11 for this game. No Hardik Pandya, remember? No Jasprit Bumrah either. We don't know when he will play. Hardik Pandya will be back in action for game number 2. This is Mumbai's batting first 11. Surprised to see Rickleton and Jacks both playing?
Yeah, they had options, didn't they? And they're just looking at batting power, I think, and saying, it's hard to leave them both out. Jacks offers them a nice spin bowling option too, if they want to. So not overly surprised that they've got competition in and around that overseas player. Yeah. So they had options, but not surprised to see them both there, both powerful players, high impact players.
Yeah, you mentioned in the first game, Ishan Kishan with a point to prove. Will Jacks has a point to prove to the England selectors. He's missed out recently.
Yeah.
In these conditions, he's perfect. He can smack the ball miles and he bowls some handy off-spin, brilliant in the field. So a good addition for Mumbai.
A lot of us thought Reece Topley would get a look in today. Could this be an audition for, could it be Jacks versus the other guy for the next game? Rickleton.
Yeah, maybe.
We thought one of the two will play.
I just don't, whether they want to avoid having 2 left-arm seamers, and whether they want to say that, the batting strength is possibly there. When Hardik comes back, it makes a big difference to the team because he offers you both. Bats at 5 or 4 or 5 and bowls you your 4 overs if required. So he kind of replaces 2 players. So they can then make a choice whether they want to go with another bowling option in Topley or whether they want to keep both Rickleton and Jacks.
Yeah. Satyanarayan Raju is a new name and you've read up about him.
I have, yeah. Son of a prawn trader. Andhra Pradesh, had a little bit of an opportunity with them. So he gets a chance as a young quick bowler. Gets an opportunity tonight, and that's all you want. As a young player, this is the stage. A young Indian player in particular, this is the stage you want to shine on. And for a young man to go to Chennai, to Chepauk, and make his debut against a sea of yellow, it will not be easy. It will not be easy for him. But wish him all the best. You just want to see. This tournament is all about the young talent shining through, and the young talent that comes through at some stage, if it progresses, we see it. Progress further and further. So, good luck to the young man.
Chennai have won the toss and they've chosen to bowl, and that means Mumbai will get first shot at this fresh pitch. The pitch does have a bit of sheen, is what Shane Watson said. What does that sheen tell the captain? How is it likely to behave? Is it hard?
I mean, I'm just going on recent past. Generally it gets better. But there's also times when you, more so down the latter stages of the tournament, when pitches start to get a little bit more worn and spin plays apart. But at night, you don't see many captains wanting to bat first. They all like to chase. RCB chased nicely last night, this afternoon. Sunrisers, they posted a massive score. Look like they're going to defend that total. So no surprise at night that you want to be chasing with the fact that sheen might become a little bit sheenier later on.
Is that a word? Sheenier?
I've just made it up. It is now.
We will see tonight, I think, the first implementation of one of the new laws. That the ball change will definitely happen tonight. Yep. Chennai is one of those places that gets dewier than others. And I'm guessing post that 11 over mark, there'll be an option to go to the umpire, get the new ball and see what happens. And what I'm interested in is how the captains go around this particular law, because your chief spinner, your best spinner, on a slowish pitch with a nicer ball in his hand in that 12th over, just about guarantee we'll see a spinner bowl that 12th over as soon as that ball's taken, if there is dew around. And it'll be your best spinner. Yeah. So just keep an eye on that throughout the tournament from a captaincy point of view as well. And
that makes it more important for the likes of Bolt and Sandner to give Mumbai early breakthroughs. Chennai's lineup, though, has 4 foreign players: Sam Curran, Nathan Elis, Rachin Ravindra. That means no Devon Conway. And in comes Noor Ahmed as well. Now, on this graphic, you see MS Dhoni at number 7. Thala for a reason, number 7. Is that where you'd like to see him bat? What is MS Dhoni's role? Where should he be batting this season?
He should be batting as soon as 17 overs are bowled.
And last more than 5 balls.
Whether they're 1 down, 2 down, 3 down or 8 down. Yeah. Because that's kind of how he seems to have been playing. I mean, apparently all reports are he's fit and healthy and the knees are better and the legs are better than they were last year. So the running between the wickets might be a thing. We might see him come a little bit earlier this time around. If he's still got the power and the ability to clear the boundaries, we might see him a little bit earlier. Last year it was more about the knees. They just didn't want to work. So he felt he couldn't run between the wickets as well. So he had to come later and later. So, we might see him a little bit earlier if the fitness is 100%.
Last year he batted at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take a look at his numbers. Dhoni and CSK is a story that defies all cricketing logic, all franchise sport logic. In fact, at some press conference, he said, even if I'm on a wheelchair, they'll make me come and play. This is my side.
Well, you just look at his strike rates, they're still very impressive. He's still got the ability. He's still got the ability to clear the ropes, but as Doull said, if you're going to go in the 14th over for the last 6, you've got to be able to sprint between the wickets. And if you can't do that, you've got to leave him right down the back end and basically say to MS, right, 6 hitting time. Yeah. I actually love the fact he's still playing. I mean, he's got dodgy knees. He doesn't do anything else but play the IPL. He takes a bit of time out, rides his motorbikes, chills out. I read the other day he was having it at 11:30 at night, Sam Curran, and today's right in the middle, just whacking balls at 11:30 at night, probably to get away from the crowds and wanted a bit of peace and quiet. I just love the fact that this guy, at the age that he is still wanting to play the game. I couldn't leave the game quick enough as a 36-year-old. So when I see Jimmy Anderson playing county cricket, starts in a couple of weeks, I think, the enthusiasm that they must have to play the game is fantastic.
Either that or they just hate being at home, I don't know.
Might be the latter, actually.
I'm not sure which one it is.
All of us are bored of asking that question, is this his last? It never is.
And look, I mean, we can quip and joke about it. Should it be? Probably. Is it going to be? Probably not. I don't know. And his career allows him the ability to say when he wants to quit. He's been such an incredible player and a great player, a great leader, a true franchise man, a great Indian cricketer. You look at his numbers across all formats. He's been one of the most special players we've seen in the last 20 years. So he has the right to call it a day whenever he wants to, and it's not up to me, not up to him, not up to you or anyone else.
No, and also, I don't think I'd want to be that person that went and knocked on his door and said MS.
No chance.
He has to make that call and that judgment.
It just helps make the narrative even more fun because MSD is always a talking point, and what he does and what he will do, no one really knows. Uncontrollable is an expression that Surya Kumar Yadav used last night for the great MS Dhoni. Now, Ryan Brickleton makes his Mumbai Indians debut. He comes in to do what Ishan Kishan used to. We saw Ishan Kishan hit 100 earlier today against the Rajasthan Royals. But they saw him play for the MI Cape Town side at the SA-23, 36 runs there. Clearly, MI know a thing or two about him. They got him for about 1 crore Base price, absolute steal, wasn't he?
Steal, absolute steal. And even glimpses of him through the Champions Trophy, just glimpses. You saw the ability that he has.
Yeah.
He will, I think he'll be better at Mumbai on a pitch that's sliding onto the bat a little bit more, just a good batting surface. Yeah. If this surface is as good as Danny Morrison and Shane Watson have said it's going to be, he might like it early on with that new ball. If you get it slightly wrong against him, he has got power.
Yeah.
He's got great power and timing. You see his numbers, they're very, very good in the last 2.5, 3 months. So, yeah, I think one of the steals of the auction at base price from an overseas point of view.
It's a golden opportunity for Rickleton as well, because if you do well for a high-profile side like MI, the world sits up and takes notice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. His 100 against Afghanistan was a really good 100 because primarily you're playing against spin, and what you're going to get in the IPL, spin. So he's suited to play the seamers, obviously the pace bowlers, the spin bowlers. He's just got that natural gift.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be seeing and talking about him a lot, whether it's over the next 8 weeks, because this is the ultimate pressure.
Yeah.
You know, playing in this league is a real pressure zone. So I'm sure we will talk a lot about him over the course of the next few years. Yeah. He'll be spoken about a lot.
Right, the homecoming of Ravi Ashwin is a big story as well. He was with the Rajasthan Royals, but he's come back home, and he was very, very grateful to the CSK management for bringing him back. Every time he's been a part of the Yellow Brigade, Simon, they seem to have done well. Clearly, someone who knows every inch of this venue very, very well. Take a look at his numbers at the Chepauk in the IPL. He's always done well. Take a look at the economy every season.
Yeah, well, you look at the 10 to 15 mark when he was there. 6.93 is the worst, his economy, over those 5 seasons. So you know what he can do at that ground. He knows the ground so well.
Yeah.
He'll feel good about going back there, getting in that changing room again. He had 211 IPL games now, Ashwin, I think, 211. He's been a great stalwart of not only Indian cricket, but IPL cricket as well. And he will love the fact that he gets to go back and share that dressing room. If it is for 1 more year, if it's for 2, who knows, with MS and back in the yellow, and just feel like he's sort of back at home. He loves it. He loves it there, and I think that's where he wanted to be.
One of the greats of India's red ball cricket as well, and all those who watched the last 17 seasons of the IPL know that Ashwin is CSK's gift to India. He was first seen at the IPL, and clearly he'll feel most comfortable at the Chepauk in the dressing room with the Chennai management. And at this end of his career, this stage of his life and career, he'll be the happiest.
Yeah, and he's still bowling fine.
Yep.
You know, sometimes you look at any bowlers down the back end of the career and they just lose that little bit of edge, that little bit of spark. But I still watch the way that he releases the ball out the hand. He's still got the fizz. He's still got all the variations.
Yeah.
You know, he can bowl throughout the whole of the innings, which is important. I think in T20 cricket, if you've got bowlers that can bowl in the power play, in the middle, down the back end, it's such an added bonus as a captain and as a team. And that's what Ravi Ashwin can deliver. Yeah. You know, I'll be interested to see what he's like in the field. You know, I think that's always intriguing when you get to that latter stage of your career, what you like in the field, because fielding is so important in T20 cricket. But in terms of his skill sets, and also with the batting hand, he'll still be able to hit a few boundaries down the back end if required. His skill sets with the ball will be fantastic for Chennai. And
India's famous white ball pairing of Ashwin and Jadeja will operate from different ends. That'll augur really well for Ruturaj Gaikwad. That's half his worries gone, right? When you've got 2 wily foxes bowling from either ends, it's great for CSK.
Yeah, and I mean, the option of playing Ravindra as well gives him that third opportunity if he wants to bring another left armour. So you got 2 right-handed.
Noor Ahmed as well.
Noor Ahmed as well. So you can see what Chennai, what their plan will be at home and how they want to play and what surfaces they want to play by the side they are picking. But the Ashwin-Jadeja combo, it's always a good fun one to watch, isn't it? So, you know, as I said, I think
I'll be interested in how they travel, because they look like they've collected a group of players for the home
venue. Yes,
exactly what they're going to get at home. We know it'll grab a bit, play all the spinners. They've got good players that spin with the bat in hand. It's just when they get on the road, because if you're facing up against Chennai and you're preparing your home wicket, you know what you're going to deliver. You're not going to deliver a spinning service, you would have thought. So it's how they're going to travel.
Are they lacking a strike bowler like a Bolt or a Bumrah?
Maybe you look through, but I mean, Nathan Ellis will offer you enough. Khalil.
Pathirana, I guess.
Pathirana, if they want to bring him in for Ellis at some stage.
Yep.
The thing is in this tournament, if you don't lose at home, and you steal a couple away,
You're through.
You're
you're through.
Yeah.
You're through. So I actually don't mind. They've got an identity. One thing Chennai have always had is an identity of how they want to play their games and how the sides they want to pick and how they want to balance their side in and around their home venue.
Yeah.
And they've never wavered from that.
Yeah.
And it's one thing they've always had. They've always tended to pick classical batters.
Yeah.
When you think about Hussey, Conway, Duplessis, Hayden, they've tended to pick more classical batters in their overseas role because they know that playing spin is going to be a big part of their game as well.
Yeah.
And they've picked high-quality spinners in their lineup. So you win at home, steal a couple on the road, through to the playoffs. And then who knows? Good luck.
Anyone's game. Shivam Dube can bowl a bit as well, and in the second half, the wickets will be a bit tired, and that may suit their composition fairly well.
Yeah, the one thing with Chennai, and the teams that generally do well in all franchise leagues, they have a plan. And you can clearly see, it's written down, you can see what the plan is. But I see one or two franchise teams around the globe. I'll say Rajasthan. I look at Rajasthan's team, particularly when I'm not too sure what pitches you're going to play on. I can't quite understand what your attack's going to be.
Yeah.
Whereas with Chennai, you just know. You know, they like grubby wickets. They like conventional players because 160 to 170 is sometimes a really good score. Yeah. They're not chasing the 286s like we saw from Sunrisers in the afternoon. They know that they just get in the game, get a competitive score, or we restrict and we can chase down that competitive. I think if you're chasing 200 pluses, you know, I doubt that they've got the real power with their batting to chase that. But if it's a grubby kind of game, Chennai are the team.
Got to talk about another Englishman, Will Jacks. Gets a game alongside Ryan Rickleton. Will bat at 3, I think, after Rohit and Ryan Rickleton. How do you see him going?
Yeah, I mean, he did okay for RCB last year. Destructive, you know, very powerful player, all-round ability with the bat. Obviously, with the ball, he offers a few overs of spin, very good in the field. You look at him, obviously, since June of 2024, not quite as good from the IPL, where he was destructive with a strike rate of 175. But I look at Will Jacks, I look at Sam Curran, I look at Reece Topley's not playing tonight. There's 3 players of that point to prove. Yeah. All 3 of those I would have had in the Champions Trophy. I'd have had them in the Indian party that came here for that series before the Champions Trophy. For whatever reason, the England management decided to go with no left-armers, wanted all-out pace, and decided to play 4 wicket-keepers in the top 6. Not too sure it worked.
We will enjoy the MI vibe because they seem to get the best out of players that just come in, they make people feel comfortable.
Yeah, and again, I think he'll enjoy MI at home a little bit more as well. On that, like he plays his cricket at the Oval in London, so ball slides on, probably one of the better batting surfaces in the UK. Yeah. Mumbai, much the same here, one of the better batting surfaces in India. Ball just sliding onto the bat. And you bring that spin into play too. The other thing about the Oval is it bounces. He actually really tries to turn the ball. That's one thing I love about Will Jacks. He gets up and over. He tries to turn the ball, so he'll get a bit of bounce when he's used as a bowling option there too. So I don't think many of these franchises don't feel like a nice environment to be in. They look after their players so well. You want for nothing, and if you can't come here and enjoy your time, there's something wrong.
Right, 528 runs were scored in that game between SRH and Rajasthan Royals. Take a look at that.
Is it finished? Oh,
well done, Rajasthan, for bringing it that close. 70, Jurel, Samson 66, had Maya 42 as well. 242 for 6 is what Rajasthan finished with. All credit to RR for not losing by a bigger margin.
No, and we spoke about at the halfway that they had to get back to the hotel, get on the plane tomorrow with something, and you know the batting unit have arrived and played some great shots, and they lose, they get no points, but at least they can take a little bit on the road in terms of their batting department.
Right, 286 was the score that the SRH managed batting first. And one big reason for that was Ishan Kishan, who is our coolest performer, powered by Voltas FreshAir coolers, powerful air throw, ultimate comfort, and he could be the reason for SRH's ultimate comfort. If he keeps batting like this on debut, first IPL 100, he's happy.
He was as cool as our room, which is actually powered by Voltas as well, which is very, very nice.
That is right.
Brilliant. Like you go to a new franchise. We said in the earlier show that you just want to prove a point. You want to feel good. Daniel Vittori, as Michael said, along with Pat Cummins and the management at SRH would have just welcomed him and said, mate, you just play how you play. Play how we know you can. That's why we've bought you. Yes, we bought you for reasonable money, but play how you play, mate, because he was special tonight. Yeah. Really, really brilliant. Showed what he's got, and hopefully that is a precursor for what we see for the rest of the tournament.
The innings was very much like these Voltas FreshAir coolers, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the celebration as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the celebration was cool, and it meant something. There was a bit of emotion in that celebration. There was a little bit of a two fingers to a few people, I think, in terms of the celebration, which is cool in itself.
You wouldn't dare to do that on
camera.
It
was cool in itself. So I look at 11-4, 6 sixes, 80 runs came off 17 deliveries.
Yeah.
That is T20 cricket at its best. So great start for him, great start for his team. I think we'll see plenty more of that because they look like they've got that kind of that licence to go out there and thrill us for the 20 overs, how long it lasts. It's a very strong batting lineup, so he's fully a part of that.
106 of 47 at a strike rate of 225 makes Ishan Kishan our coolest performer, powered by Voltas FreshAir coolers. Powerful air throw, ultimate comfort. Now, sit back in your comfortable cushy chairs. Enjoy this El Clasico between CSK and MI. CSK won the toss. They've chosen to bowl first. MI, Rohit Sharma, Ryan Brickleton opening the innings. Innings score prediction.
Oh, gosh. Am I one up here? I'm one up. I know I got the last one right.
Yeah, you did well.
I got the last one right too. So
well done.
I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Rohit's gone.
Okay, so I was going to say 177. I'm going to say 159.
Ooh, go on.
It's 177. I'll take that number for
Oh, you're going to take that? 59.77. High or low? High or low? Mumbai to crumble. 140... 186.
Well done. No Hardik, no problem. And I think the reason he said this is because his Kiwi captain bats at 8. Mitchell Santner. Believes in Santner. Well, you guys and girls can also share your predictions in the comment section. Enjoy the game. This El Clasico, the first half. Enjoy it and make sure you join us right here on Voltas FreshAir Coolers presents Cricbuzz Live. Bye-bye.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Hyderabad Express, Railway Station, Netaji Bhavan.